It turns out that living a meaningful life is a little bit more complex than I originally thought. So, I said in my last video that I want to figure out how to live a meaningful life and how to live a life of purpose. And it turns out that's quite complicated. So, I thought I'd better start by building a couple of habits that I think will help me to get there. James Clear, in his book, Atomic Habits, talks about how you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems or habits. And so, that being said, I better get some habits going. So here are the 5 things that I've been trying to introduce to my life over the last 2 weeks, which have actually made quite a difference for me, I think. So let's start with number 1, which is more silence. As I alluded to in the earlier video, my head is full of noise. Historically, I have spent a lot of time listening to podcasts, reading books, and listening to music. I have a barbershop tune stuck in my head literally 24/7. It is impossible to get rid of. But I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos and consuming. And what that leads to is what I would call a very noisy brain. Always trying to take in information rather than letting the information kind of sit there, process, percolate. A little good coffee reference there. So what I've been trying to do with silence is to find opportunities to not consume. Maybe a couple of days a week when I'm running, instead of taking headphones and listening to a podcast or music, I try to run without headphones. And I've found that that's been really helpful for just thinking about some of the ideas that I'm having at the moment, letting them flesh themselves out a little more deeply. So that is our first habit that we will be using to figure out the meaning of life. Number 2. So what I figured out very quickly as I spent more time in silence is that you get a lot of these like random inspiration thoughts. And I need to write them down. I need to document them somewhere, because what I found is that you have this one idea over here that you write down, and then 3 days later you have this other random idea. And then you look at it and you go, oh, those ideas actually connect. The problem is that I don't think I will remember the first one when I think about the second one. So I need to write things down. Historically, I am very good at forgetting things, sometimes selectively. And so, as I create a bit more, I'm finding that I have quite a need to document more. So I've been utilizing Notion, I've been utilizing a journal. I've even tried, which has actually been really successful, using my voice notes app. If I'm out on a run, or if I am driving or something like that and inspiration strikes, which by golly, I didn't realize inspiration could strike, but ever since I spent more time in silence, it has. I'm able to grab that idea, write it down, use the transcript feature from the voice recording app to pull it straight into my notes app. How good! Genuinely, I was really stoked when I figured that out. My Bible has like a whole half a page on each page where you can just write notes. I don't know if you can see that. And so I've been trying that out, and it's really actually helped me to construct my thoughts better, to put them all in one place, and it's helped me to link some of the ideas which I'm starting to talk about. So that's habit number 2. On to habit number 3. Isn't it crazy that when you spend more time in silence and more time writing things down, that you feel more creative? So I've tried to utilize that as my third habit of setting aside some time to be more intentionally creative. Now, I'm quite new to this. I know that there's a chance that soon I'll hit the kind of creative block, but for now I'm really enjoying the process of like learning to create, learning how to use the video editing tools, thinking about some of the frameworks that I'm processing through with this whole big question of how to live a meaningful life and how to live a purposeful life. And to process all of that takes time and intentionality. And so I've been taking my big book and scribbling things in it. I've been spending some time messing around with the editing software, and I'm feeling more creative. I'm learning new things. And so that's the third habit. On to number 4. Being around people more. So, as I was thinking about what makes life important and what makes life meaningful, it's hard to go very far without thinking that people are important. There is this moldy proverb which asks, what is the most important thing in the world? It is people, it is people, it is people. That's something that my barbershop singing teacher, chorus director always used to say, and it has really resonated with me. The people are important. And so I've been trying to intentionally set aside more time to be with people, whether that's in a running context. There's an amazing club called Zone Blue, which I've been trying to go along to more often, whether it's going along to some barbershop events, to sing tags, and to just be around old friends there, whether it is hanging out with my work friends more, trying to be intentional there, or even just calling a lot of my friends that maybe I'm not in the same city with. And it's been really cool as this channel has started to reconnect with some people that I haven't in a long time, get their input, get their feedback. Everyone's been really encouraging, thank goodness. But that I have felt has been a really important thing that maybe I've neglected for quite a long time, and I've really enjoyed rebuilding that habit of just being around people more often and more intentionally. And I'm glad I did it. Habit number 5. Habit number 5. Being more honest with myself. I didn't know whether I was going to include this one, but I decided to. I think I want this channel to be authentic, and I want it to be open, and I want it to be truthful. And so, in the same vein, I am trying to practice being more honest with myself and being more honest with my internal monologue about how things are going, patterns that I'm recognizing in myself, and just generally taking better responsibility for my actions. Like, hey, Eric, that mustache was probably not the right choice. I feel like it's very easy to make excuses, for example, for scrolling on my phone for 30 minutes without noticing. And if I notice that I'm doing that for 5 days in a row, well, that's just a habit of me making poor choices. And I can either justify it and go, hey, that's fine, that's a chill thing to do when I get home from work. But I also just need to be honest with myself in that if I'm trying to live a meaningful life, I'm not going to find it on my phone, realistically. I'm going to find it in the 4 habits that I just talked to you about before, not in consuming random content, doom scrolling, which I have been known to do many a time. And I think as part of that, as part of trying to be more honest with myself, it allows me to be more honest with everyone else. If I know myself better and am comfortable in myself, I'm able to be more vulnerable, more caring, and just a better person to be around, frankly, I think, when I am interacting with others. So in the spirit of growing and in the spirit of living a life that is meaningful, I think a lot of it comes down to personal responsibility and taking responsibility for my actions. And so as part of that, I think I need to be honest with myself more. So that's what I'm trying to do. I think part of this as well is being honest with my word. Now, I think that applies to both to myself and to others. When I say, hey, I'm going to go for a run in the morning to myself, and I set everything up, and I prep for the morning, and then it gets to 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh, this bed's real comfortable, not that keen to go for a run, and I sleep in. Is that going to empower me for the rest of my day to do the things that will be meaningful, or is that going to detract? And then on the other hand, have I said to someone, whether it's at work or in regular life, that I'm going to do something, and then I don't follow through on it, or I cancel or do something else, that, again, I need to be honest with myself about whether that is behavior or whether that is the actions that I would want to live as someone trying to live intentionally and someone trying to live purposefully. And again, we get back to this, are my actions and my thoughts and my words spiraling upwards in terms of being a net good for myself and for those around me, or are they spiraling downwards into being detrimental to myself and those around me? And so from there, I think that this kind of push to be really honest with myself has helped me to process some of the things that I'm doing that maybe are being that net negative, and hopefully try and turn them into a net positive. Being vulnerable on the internet sucks. So that's where I'm at, folks. I'm introducing these 5 habits in order to set a little bit more structure as I go into thinking more deeply about creating, about what is meaningful, about what is purposeful. And so I hope that these empower me and yourselves to give a little bit more space for the meaning of life to shine through. So I'd encourage you, pick one of these, try it out, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe. But genuinely, I would love to hear if you do try one of these out. Let me know how it goes, and if there's another habit that you're trying separately to this that has been really impactful for you, I'd love to hear about it. I've really enjoyed starting this channel and the process of creating, so thank you for following along, thanks for subscribing, thank you for your encouraging messages, and I will see you in the next video. Play the outro music.